Hello, Di here from Holistic Equine Celery and Tack. I just wanted to do a quick informational video about how to better take care of your Mattis sheepskin girths. So as you know, Mattis make slimline girths, which means that the visible parts are leather. They have covers that come off and you can wash. The leather is washable. However, you can extend the times between washes by a whole lot of time if you get yourself one of these. It's like a dog or cat slicker brush. This one's actually called a Velcro cleaning brush. I think it cost me like $9 or something online plus postage. I've since found much cheaper ones that came up which are pet brushes, and they work just as well. So it's just got tiny little metal spines on it. I've just cleaned a girth, so it's got a little bit of hair in it already. But I just wanted to show you how to brush them and maintain them, and you'll get years and years more out of your sheepskin girth. Some people do like to have two covers so they can interchange. That's a really great idea if you're riding every day and you live in a fairly warm part of Australia. That's a really good idea. But you don't have to wash it after each ride. So when you take it off your horse and it's wet with sweat, just let it dry in your tack room overnight. Just have it facing up on top of your saddle. Never put it in the sun because it's sheep skin that will cause it to harden and then crack. And that's also why you should never use wool wash. You should only use the proper sheepskin wool wash liquid. Mattis have one called Melt, and it's got oils and re-greasing properties in it, and that's how it's able to keep the actual skin of the sheepskin supple. But I'll just show you, this one's been used a lot. I think I may have washed it once. I wash my covers about once a year, but I live in Victoria and I'm not a trail rider really, so but I'm still getting pretty wet girths after a ride in summer for sure. So when it's dry the next day, when it's actually damp, I run my fingers through it quickly as I'm taking it off, just so that it dries with the fibres more standing up, because the areas that get quite flat are obviously up here close to where the buckles are. So the buckle guards on Mattis girths are really good. There's no way that horse is ever feeling the buckles through this guard, and that's why, as one of the reasons why I really love these girths. The spring loaded buckles, they're fabulous. Really good when you need to tighten a little bit from the saddle, which is always the case with treeless saddles. You always need to check your girth and be able to reach it and tighten it up, a hole. You're not going to go reefing it up. If you do that, then you haven't done it up tight enough to get on. But if you just, I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. You can see already that's looking a lot better. And then pay a lot of attention to teasing the sheepskin out around the edges here, because this always has to be fluffed up and should always be, up and around the edge of this well and truly when it's on your horse. A customer did come here for a second saddle after she'd bought one probably, I don't know, a year earlier, and she bought a Mattis girth, and she said, my horse has been really girthy. And I was like, oh, let's have a look at your girth. And she got it out of her cart, and the sheepskin was just all folded back and completely matted. So this was rubbing on the horse, and that's just completely defeating the purpose of having a sheepskin girth. So, she hadn't been maintaining it. And, some people can't be bothered doing this, that's fine. But I do highly recommend the sheepskin girths. They have turned a lot of girthy horses around, in my experience. Not my own horses, but I've certainly seen a lot of horses that are girthy, and once they've had one of these on, they soon turn around. So it literally, I'm taking a bit longer because I'm stopping and talking, but it literally takes me 30 seconds to run this over the girth, and always do it when it's dry. don't brush it when it's wet. You could, I don't know, you might stretch the fibres too much. I don't know, maybe you wouldn't, but who wants to be brushing a wet, sweaty sheepskin girth anyway? And if you've got any little areas where you think that it's got really flat, just peel it back and really get in there. Yes, I'm a little bit OCD. So that's looking a heap better, and all it takes out is horsehair. Doesn't pull the sheepskin out, maybe the odd tiny fibre, but not much. I mean, I've done 2 girths with that now, and that's not too bad. And then it's ready to use that day. All right, hope that helps, guys.